All right. Hey.
All right.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, hey, man.
It's just you today, bro.
Hey, dude. It's the OGs.
No shit. The true originals. Oh, wow, I'm loud. Hey, guys, I'm going to turn our gain down on the mic. That's usually what we do before we start recording. Oh, I just turned it up on accident.
I think you have to adjust it too much because Mr. Mason is very quiet, very soft-spoken.
He is. He's always
very,
like...
He's like...
And then he'll do it even quieter.
Yeah, he's like on purpose.
Yeah, just because he thinks we're making fun of him.
Yeah. But, you know, I think I sound kind of normal. So
both of us. If I just calm down.
Yeah.
I just lower the BP a little bit. My voice will come down. I just can't talk about anything that gets me too riled up.
All right. No talks of England or no talks of World War I. Yeah. None of that stuff.
No history, no politics, no religion, no Star Wars prequels. nothing that gets me going.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna do not a crazy show.
Yeah.
Mainly it's like a couple of big topics.
Yeah, for sure.
But classic intro.
Yeah, kind of slow week in regards to news.
Like the 3 weeks prior to E3 are always kind of quiet.
It's kind of quiet. Everyone's saving their news for E3.
Exactly. But yeah. So what have you been playing, man?
All right, starting off with that. So no surprise, Overwatch. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch still, but something else that I picked up recently is Heroes of the Storm. It initially started off with because they had that Nexus challenge where you play a certain amount of games in Heroes of the Storm, you get loot for Overwatch.
Oh,
and that was the only reason I started playing it. But then I started playing with Jeff, believe it or not. Playing with Jeff, yeah. And it just kind of like blew up into this like, oh, let's get like Lorena in there, or let's get like Howie in there. So we have like a whole, and Chris plays too. And all.
Cool.
So now we're all playing almost every night, and I'm like, and Jeff like every day. I swear to God, every day
Text you?
comes into work. He's like, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, gym, and I don't know, whatever.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, he's like, we're down for some games. I was like,
he makes it sound like a drug deal.
Yeah, I was like, sure, man. I was like, so yeah, we've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm. I am god awful at the game.
Really?
But
is it difficult or just getting used to how
it's just a MOBA. It's a MOBA, and it's hard for me to because I'm not used to MOBAs. Playing League of Legends, it was never my cup of tea.
Same.
But playing playing Heroes, it's more like a casual version of League, and it's more because the game caters to people that are working. They cater to people that actually work as a team. Okay. So there's objectives instead of just like, in League of Legends you just get kills and you push lanes and all that stuff. But in Heroes of the Storm, each map has their own specific objective, and the better you do at those objectives, the higher the chance you would win. So
sure. Okay.
So it's a team oriented game more so than League, but I don't play League of Legends very much, so I can't really make the judgment on that. But having fun. Jeff's still kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
he's part of the reason I stopped playing League too. I didn't love the game.
I've toned him down a little bit. He tones it down because I'm like, dude, it's just a casual game. We're just playing for fun, whatever. And oh my god, you should see him when he plays with Lorena. Oh my gosh, he plays with his wife Lorena. Oh man, that's an interesting conversation.
Because I bet she's like going the wrong way all the time, and then he's like pissed
yesterday.
about it.
So she plays support, so healing. She's like, Jeff, you're going too far. Like, so she has a legitimate, because Jeff goes ham.
He just takes the fuck off. Yeah.
And so she's like, you're going too far. And Jeff's like, heal me, Lorena, heal me. And she's like, you're too far, I can't heal you. And then like this whole thing, and he dies, of course. Yeah. And he's like, well, I guess Lorena doesn't want to fucking heal me. I was like, Jeff, calm down. You went ham. You took the risk, so you're gonna die. So I was just like being very logical about it. And he's like, yeah, I guess. And he's like, I was like, you knew the risk when you took it. So, but it's fun, playing with Jeff, and playing with Jeff. I have to say, I haven't played with Jeff very often.
Just games in general,
games,
or Heroes?
Yeah, in games like over, like at home, like when we're like playing online. Like I used to play a lot with Chris. I used to play with like Tyler, Jimmy, and all that stuff. And you sometimes.
We used to play. We used to play all the time.
Yeah.
All of our Halo and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, but honestly, I did not play with Jeff very often. So Playing with Jeff is a new experience to me.
Yeah, I haven't really either.
Yeah, so he doesn't. Yeah, because
online games.
Yeah, our taste in games are different.
We just play different things. Yeah.
So
and on different platforms on top of that.
Right, exactly. So playing with him is interesting. It's fun. But man, is he a troll? Oh man, he
against other people.
Oh, dude, he made one of our players on our team, which is a random. He just made him rage quit. I guess he was like. He's like, what are you from? Like, he was talking shit or whatever, and then Jeff was like, what are you from, Brazil? And he's like, oh, you know Brazil? And yeah, he's like, yeah. Jeff was like, yeah, everyone there is a piece of shit. And the kid was like, and then the kid was like so mad. He rage quit right off the bat. I was like, whoa, Jeff, look what you did. And Jeff's like, that's actually pretty funny. I was like,
oh my god. Like, Jeff is the reason I don't like playing a lot of online games.
Yeah, I know. There's people, Jeff is like the epitome of like, quote unquote toxic players, you know.
Yeah.
But the only it's Jeff, and I was like, that's just how Jeff is.
This way he is on games, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, it's just how he is in real life too. He does that shit all the time. So
he trolls his friends.
Yeah,
too,
even his own friends and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. What about yourself? What have you been playing?
It's been a rough week for games, man, but I did buy Injustice 2.
Hell yeah,
and it's fucking awesome.
Yes, I heard amazing things.
Giant donkey cocks from hell at it.
I'm sure you just haven't found your character.
Right. Yeah. I haven't found the character yet, and I started with the story because it's like a quick kind of sampler platter.
Okay, yeah.
But there's like a bunch of really cool. They've found the way to put towers from Mortal Kombat into the game. It's called Multiverse.
Oh.
And there's like these the menu is like these different planets, and there's different amounts of people that you can play, just like the towers, and they give different bonuses, and they have like different requirements, different characters you can use. It just kind of to keep the game going single player wise.
Right.
NetherRealm is doing a lot for single player.
Yeah.
For a fighting game, which is really
I've heard that. I heard that the single player was really one of the best, actually, I've heard in fighting games, like, in general.
Well, I mean, the Street Fighter 4 came out and was like, we just have online.
Yeah, exactly. There's, like, a really in-depth story, too. I really actually like the universe.
So far, the story is amazing.
Yeah, I really like that universe that it's set in, so that's really cool, dude.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. Yeah. There's just a lot of twists on, like, the traditional way that we view some of the characters.
Right.
Like some characters that were villains are now
good people, good
guys. They turn back over.
Yeah.
Very early on, so it's not a big, very minor spoiler. Yeah. Like Harley is now Harleen, and she works with Batman.
I heard about that.
And she's so cool.
Yeah.
Because like he wanted to try to bring her back from the brink that she was on as post Joker or whatever. And it's cool. Like goes into her mental state, like how she's always struggling with Joker. It's like part of her psyche.
Yeah.
And then she's like Jekyll and Hyde, and she fights. It's really cool.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's a really cool storyline so far. So.
I think this is a spoiler, but I think my favorite part about that universe is how they made Superman like the main villain. In the Injustice universe, and like it just fits so well because he's like the uber overpowered character in anything. You know?
And he had a good reason to be the way he was.
Yes, exactly. And like you can't really fault him for the way he thinks.
Not at all.
You know, like because in a sense he's sort of right in a sense, but I get it. But yeah, I love that universe. I love all the
and they have the different universes. Yes, yeah. So now Batman has this like machine that he built that can keep an eye on all the multiverses.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. It's really cool. But like outside of that too, now when you play, whether you play single player, online, multiverse, whatever, practice, whatever you do, you earn gear, equipment.
Yeah, I saw that you can equip different things, and it actually appears in when you're fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
it's a physical change.
Yeah.
There's palette, different color palette things that you can do. The shaders, I guess would be the word. And also the pieces of gear actually slightly affect
the stats.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Speed, strength, and like it gets really into. If you go to the menu
in
now,
depth and stuff,
more than they used to. Like the combos, it tells you like the amount of frames that it takes to like land and stuff. It's They're like I feel like they're kind of built this game to see how it's going to do in esports, maybe.
Oh, I could see that. I mean, the fighting games are really popular in esports.
Oh right, absolutely. They
lend
themselves.
Totally see that.
And so it's a really it's a little bit faster than the last game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still just looking for that character.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm going to be good with. I'm going to try Flash.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm looking for maybe
Flash is popular.
I tried playing with like slower characters in that game. I'm so bad.
Getting wrecked.
I just can't block.
Yeah.
Because I want to pull the right trigger to block like Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, because you played Mortal Kombat so often.
Yeah,
in
it just doesn't work.
Years, yeah,
and so I just get even on like medium difficulty against AI, I just get fucking bent over. Man. Like I'm so frustrated all the time. So I need to like figure that out before my birthday.
Before the tournament, happens.
But I believe I'm bringing someone in from work.
Oh,
that can beat Jeff.
Oh, okay.
So he might. We'll see.
Okay, interesting.
He's really loves the game. He's been playing it. So.
Okay, I want to see. I just
want to see Jeff
an explanation of why Jeff is such a piece of shit. Okay, here's what I told him. So he's like, so what's happening at Ian's party? I'm like, oh, blah blah blah, board games, just hanging out.
Yeah, our normal games.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I think he's gonna buy Injustice and do like a tournament. And Jeff's like, oh, really? He's like, okay. And he's like, well, you guys just want to get, like, wrecked again? Are you sure? And I'm like, Jeff, we're all going to be on even playing field. No one's played this game. It's brand new.
But then, he's a natural.
But then here's the thing. He's like, yeah, I'm a natural at those games, though.
He is.
Like, and then
that's not even bragging.
But here's the thing. Later that day, he's like, I think I'm gonna get Injustice 2 to make sure that I beat your guys' ass. I'm like, fuck you, Jeff. You're a piece of shit, Jeff. I know. I was like, fuck you. Don't do that, dude. I was like, I stand better of a chance of beating you if you just didn't play the game and I didn't play the game. So we both. Now he's considering buying it, so he doesn't he can just make sure everyone gets beat at the tournament. I'm like, fuck you, Jeff.
Well, the way I'm gonna do it though is gonna be a way to which we can still have fun even if Jeff is doing well. And so I'm not going to have any elimination like brackets. It's not going to be bracketed.
Okay.
It's just going to be, you're going to get a point for every total round win, not each. A total round win.
Yeah.
Winner stays on, loser comes off, and you just recycle.
So
everyone's going to get to play a lot.
Yeah.
And the best part of that kind of thing is that when Jeff starts to do well, and people start to cycle through, people start to notice, and you start getting a crowd, and everyone's rooting for the person playing.
Yeah, I know, right?
And there's like this pressure, and anytime you hit Jeff, everyone's like,
it also helps with like watching like how that person plays too.
Yeah.
And kind of like tailoring your next strategy, next round.
Except for what he does is like, I'll just be random.
Yeah, no.
And he gets the worst character.
He told
and
me
he dominates.
the 2 characters he wants to play.
Oh.
So he wants to play the Flash as well. He's like, oh, Flash is just like Cabal. He'll just like run through you and stuff. I'm like, shut up.
He's got some sick combos that I want to try out.
And then he also wants to play Wonder Woman. He wants to play Wonder Woman.
Okay.
As well.
I haven't played her yet, so I'm curious.
I heard she has really good combos too, so.
Just a quick note on like the character models are so much better than the last game.
Right? And I was like,
they look so good.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And I'm like, holy shit. When I was watching the trailer, I'm like, this can't be in-game stuff. And I'm like, whoa, this looks fucking awesome in-game.
It looks so good.
Did you pre-order through GameStop and get that Dark Side?
No, I just got it on digital Xbox.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to play it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dude, if you find out that Jeff picks it up, you should pick it up. You'd love this game.
I think I would too.
It's a worthy
because I love the last Injustice and the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So it's just an improvement on that.
Yeah, NetherRealm's just
they still have like those classic. The cool thing is that they have a few things that separate those games. Yeah. As far just the way that the rounds work, when you lose your health, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
So you instead of being separated by round 1, round 2, you just keep fighting until you have 2 bars. Yeah. 1 bar goes down, then you have another 4 bar that goes down. Yeah. So it just goes on, and then you have the thing where they lock up and they talk to each other and you bet your super bar.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, I forgot about
those supers are so
ridiculous. The Superman one I saw, it was like he punched him into the cloud and he's like beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's like boom, boom, boom. The Batman one's ridiculous. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are with the airplane.
Yeah, the airplane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like it.
There's a lot of really awesome supers. Harley's is really cool too. Yeah. She has these. Okay, so you're more knowledgeable than I am with all comics.
Yeah.
Is she known about what to do with hyenas? Is a hyena a
Harley thing? That used to be like, because the laugh, it's the hyena laugh that is like really synonymous with the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Sure.
And that's just like, Joker used to always own hyenas as pets.
Okay, so I just like, I never, it's really cool though, because she gets these 2, she knocks you down, she gets these 2 green and purple mohawked hyenas, and they come ripping them. They're like ripping them apart. And they're like, and you get a first-person view of you being bitten apart by these hyenas.
That's fucking cool. cool.
And then you hear her go, shoo, and then run off, and then she comes flying in with a hammer and hits you in the face with a hammer and blacks out.
That is so cool.
They're fantastic.
Man.
It's an absolute blast. It's going to be so much fun to play with a big group of people in a living room.
Yes, and just like everyone kind of like rooting against Jeff.
Jeff, and like I said, I have a little secret weapon in my back pocket.
Yeah.
His name is Doug Hayes. He'll fit right into the group, and I think he can beat Jeff.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because he's playing.
And just a heads up, I am getting shit-faced at your party too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm moving on to another job, so I'm going to get shit-faced.
Right, well, you can sleep here if you get too...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Or someone can drive you home or something.
So that works.
Because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to take your fucking keys, motherfucker.
You bastard. No! I can drive! No! I'm going to take her keys and hide it from you! I'm like, why? And then I'm stuck here until you
wake up. The drunker I get, the more, like, anti-drive. I'm like, don't want anyone, even if you're sober, I'm like, can you drive?
Yeah. I was like, and then not only that, but you hide the keys.
Yeah.
So like, only you can find it. And, like, the next morning, I'm, like, stuck here until you wake up and find my keys. And I'm like, okay, so.
Well, don't get drunk before we finish the tournament. You're going to need all your faculties.
Maybe I'll get better with how drunk I am.
Oh, that's, like Bo Rai Cho.
Yeah, there you go, Bo Rai Cho. And, like, drunken boxing, dude. I was like,
used to barf on people and do this thing. Oh man.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. So just playing Injustice and that's nothing else?
I'm so far in Mass Effect, man.
Yeah.
But I'm so far from finishing it too.
Oh really?
It's a really fucking huge game.
Damn. That's crazy.
It's bigger than any other Mass Effect game.
Oh wow.
It's ridiculous.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just, like the content's not as good though, so I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. A lot to do.
You're slugging through it.
Kind of like there's parts the main story is pretty good, but you just It's I can't believe I haven't heard more. I've been saying this the whole time. It is so much like Dragon Age Inquisition.
Really? Yeah.
It's so weird. Like each planet is a giant map, filled with little things to do.
Oh.
Like just like that. And there's areas, there's areas you unlock the camps that you unlock that become quick fast travel.
Yeah.
Same thing. Forward stations. You drop a little satellite thing. It's the same game except for you're shooting. And no one has talked about that. It looks the same graphically.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's really similar.
Weird. Yeah.
And instead of the fortress in the mountains, you have your ship. It's the same thing. Like, it's just crazy.
That's weird.
But so far I am enjoying it.
You enjoying it? Good.
Yeah, I don't love it, but it is good. It'll be worth if you see it on for 50%, I would definitely.
Exactly.
It's worth playing.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. Is wait for a sale.
It won't ruin Mass Effect for you.
Okay. Good.
It's just like.
Yeah.
It's like the Star Wars prequels. There's a lot of really fucking cool stuff here.
Yeah.
It just was just done a little better.
Yeah, just done executed a little better.
Yeah,
exactly. I get that.
So.
But that's cool, man. It just for the amount of games that we get to play as adults now, it's pretty. Time is precious. So
it is.
So when playing a game like Mass Effect, where you're not enjoying 100% of it,
I
just find it hard.
I'm
wasting my almost half of me I'm wasting my time. I could be playing this versus I literally had that dilemma a few weeks ago because I decided that so I played enough of Zelda to know that so far that's my game of the year. Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I can't wait to play it.
Great game. But I also bought day one bought Persona 5.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, it's just I've been trying so hard not to play it.
Why not?
Because I wanted to beat Zelda.
Have you not?
I have not beat Zelda.
Oh no.
But I've gotten halfway through, and I know for a fact that the game is just on par and just so good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have my my evaluation of the game. It's Game of the Year caliber. So far, that's Game of the Year. So now, last week, I finally decided to unbox and unwrap Persona 5.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start playing this. I'm going to put it in, install it. But then half of me is like, you should finish Zelda.
Yeah, I get that.
And the other half is like, but Persona 5 is new. You've never played it. Yeah. You've never played it. Experience the newness. And I'm like, So it's just having that dilemma between playing a new game and playing a game that is good. It's just... I just have to play what I like at the moment,
absolutely.
And that's just I know.
Yeah, as soon as it becomes a chore, you should turn it off.
Exactly. So that's why I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna move on to Persona 5 and see, because I want to play new games. Like last year, I wasn't able to play a lot of new games,
Right.
so I wasn't able to contribute too much to the Game of the Year thingy.
Oh, you had 3 games that were awesome.
Oh yeah, I did have 3 games, but I wanted to, because I had a lot of indie games on mine too, so
which
I had
is fucking cool.
Yeah, but so I was like, I'm gonna try some AAA ones this year, and this year's been great for games so far.
This year is like the antithesis of what we were all saying last year, which is like AAA is just falling downhill.
Yes. Oh my God, we're like, this is.
And then suddenly, whoop!
Whoa! What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
Exactly.
All the game studios are like, you know what? We heard you guys, and we are gonna make a great AAA titles now.
It's just been one after another.
I know. So I was like, okay, well, so there's a lot of games that I need to catch up on. Persona 5 right now is on my to-do list, so I'm gonna be playing that next.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, to your point, just like it's very precious. My time is precious.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. So, well, another game that I wasn't playing. Delicia's playing. Yeah. She's playing it, not just watching me play.
Oh, really? Okay.
Ni no Kuni.
Oh,
which we have on the PS3.
Okay, yeah.
I think they made a digital version for PS4. I don't know if they did or not. It would make a hell of a lot of sense.
So wait, is she playing on the PS3?
Yeah, I have my PS3 hooked up.
Oh, really?
Just so we can play that game.
Oh, wow.
Because the second one's supposed to come out this year. It's TBA 2017.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's, I don't know how much you know about that game.
Not much, but I heard it's good, you know. So,
well, the art,
what is it about?
It's Level 5 Studios, which is a really high-quality JRPG developer. But all the artwork and the animation and the story is all Studio Ghibli.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that then. Yes, okay, I know what you're talking about.
It's a wonderful game.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
It's like a combination of like Final Fantasy, but without the extreme corniness.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yes, okay.
And Zelda.
Yes, okay.
If you could combine those 3 together.
Interesting. And is she enjoying it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's really charming.
Yeah.
It's Studio Ghibli. And it is fucking Studio Ghibli.
Wow, okay.
You're playing a movie. You're playing a Studio Ghibli
that's
movie.
Cool. That's really
it's
cool.
It's really, really, really good.
That's
the
sick.
artwork is so beautiful and colorful, and all the characters are so full of personality.
That's sick.
And, it's just super cute, and it's fun.
I'm glad she's liking it.
Yeah, I like watching her just play it. It's so cool.
That's so awesome, dude.
So, if you ever get a chance, you should try it. Like, if it's available for PS4,
I might.
You really like it.
They may do one of those things where they're like, oh, we'll sell the game, the new version, the second one, but with also a digital version of the previous one.
That would be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Or at least just release it for like $20 digitally on PS4.
Yeah, that too.
Because I feel like a lot of people missed out on that one.
Yeah,
it didn't come out till later.
I knew what you were talking
about.
One
of the highest rated games on PS3. So.
Yeah, I never played it. I didn't own a PS3. That's probably why.
Yeah,
so,
it was PS3 exclusive. Because Sony has that tie into Japan, so they can bring a lot of more JRPGs on board.
They don't like big white American man coming in there and taking their shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have that too. With Naughty Dog and Guerrilla Games and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the thing, that's why Sony's winning, because they just have more to offer overall.
Yeah. Do you think they'll pay people under the table? You know what I'm saying? Like
for what?
Hey, for IPs to be like, hey.
The thing is, Sony doesn't need to. They're like, hey, we'll pay you millions of dollars to make a game for PS4. Okay. Sold 80 million units.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm hoping that with the announcement of Scorpio, that like Xbox gets back on it.
Oh yeah,
I want a Fable reboot.
Ooh, dude, that'd be so cool.
I don't know if they're gonna do it right now because they just closed
that
the studio that used to make
studio,
it.
Yeah,
yeah. But I really think that that's what they need. They need a big single player game.
An
to
RPG,
Horizon, and all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
I feel like they need an RPG, like a really hardcore RPG. Not
because think about it, just in this year, they've had Neo, Nier, and Horizon.
Yeah.
Third-person action RPGs.
Yeah, exactly.
All like Metacritic 85 or higher.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing.
It's like, fuck, you guys need to get on board.
Yeah, I feel like because I think the reason why Microsoft does that is because they sell so well in America, and unfortunately, a lot of the American buyers like shooters, so they focus a lot on the shooters, know, and but I don't know, in recent years
they just stopped focusing on the gamer when they first when Don Patrick was the guy, and they
and I feel like they need to get back in touch with their fan base, and we as fans like to play games for narratives and stuff like that,
it just needs to offer more variety. It's like you can't have shooters.
Only shooters. I feel like that's what they're trying to do with that new Call of Duty, World War II. They were really amping up the story, and they're like, this is a story that you guys never, And I feel like in one of the trailers, I remember him saying that you guys didn't like any of the Call of Duties recently until, like, Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 were, like, my favorite storyline. So those two were my favorite stories.
Yeah, the first one, I didn't play the second one, but I loved the first one.
Yeah, the first. So I think that they're trying to get back to, like, hey, let's make not only a great shooter, but, like, a great story to complement the shooter, Like, and that's how you sell games, and that's how you get success like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That shit was so good when it came out. I played so much of it, so I feel like that's the way to go. Balance.
They just need to find the cool thing about the third person games that they're missing out on is like it gives you those iconic the people that you throw up on stuff
on posters. And
Sony can just throw Kratos or Joel or
you're right.
Like they have faces that represent their.
They have faces to
now
their
they have Aloy.
genre,
they have all these characters that they can just be like, look at all these PS4 characters.
Yeah, they have faces to their franchises where they can advertise.
Xbox has Master Chief and it has Marcus Phoenix.
I was gonna say Marcus Phoenix and Master Chief.
Two big ass.
Well, until recently, they had Mass Effect. Remember exclusively
the first game only.
That's
and even that's still now on Sony.
Yeah, so
they just don't have any like what I mean? When you think of Xbox, that's all you think about.
Yeah, just shooters, Halo, and they just been dropping the ball in their Halo
big time.
Yeah, Halo franchise. You and I still need to play the new Gears of War.
It was complete opposite direction of 343.
Yeah, so it's better. So we need to play
Absolutely, it's better. Okay. I mean, it's not a 10, it's not a 9 even.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not Gears of War 1. You're just never going to get Halo Combat Evolved again, and you're never going to get Gears of War 1 again. It's just the way,
this is how it is.
Those were just big revelatory games at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Like, people need to find their, I don't know, what they are going to accept. Yeah, everyone just like, I either want I want to feel exactly the way I played it the first time I ever played it, or it's garbage.
Then too much of it and be like, this is
you're never going to like anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, this is too much of the same thing. And, you have to balance that, Like, so you can't just be like, I want them. That's really hard, though, from a game studio standpoint. Like, it's impossible. You have to find the balance between experimenting with the new, but also capturing the old.
Gears of War 4 does as good of a job as I could have wanted.
Yeah, you know what? I have a week off from work, PTO, in 2 weeks from now, we should totally play.
Okay, so, I'm absolutely down. It's not a super long campaign.
Okay, cool.
It's like 6 or 7 hours.
All right, sounds good.
So we could easily play it.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So this week,
there
was only one real big drop of news.
Yeah, I mean, other than the Injustice getting crazy scores.
Yeah, Injustice coming out. It's got
crazy scores.
Just really quickly, I'm curious. What is the Metacritic on it right now?
I think it's like 85, 84.
That's amazing. If that's it, let's check it out here. Metacritic, Injustice 2. Let's look. Sure, PS4, whatever. 87. Wow. God, that's high.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. So,
dude, I just noticed that Elder Scrolls Morrowind's coming out.
Couple weeks, yeah. I can't wait. I will disappear into that. I feel like I have to be Mass Effect before that happens.
Oh, okay.
Because
you're on a mission then.
Well, my original mission has already been abandoned, which was to get my orc to 50.
Oh,
I'm 43, and it takes a long time to level at that high.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, that or I play Mass Effect. I'm like, well, Mass Effect has like an ending.
Yeah.
MMOs
definitive
never
ending.
do.
Yeah,
so I'm like, well, I'll just play Mass Effect then. Yeah, someday I'll get my orc to 50. Yeah. But I'm not going to take my orc tomorrow because I'm in the middle of another storyline, so I'm going to create a new. I want to try the new class out.
Okay.
There's a new class that they're making.
What is it?
The Warden.
Oh, what is that?
Really cool class. I can't wait.
Okay.
Well, there's 3 sections, 3 subclasses.
Right.
Just like all the other ones. One of them, I don't remember the exact name, so forgive me. One of them is like a Beastmaster.
Oh.
So you can like send like cliff racers flying at people. You can
cool.
Your ultimate is to summon a bear that fights by your side, and the bear gets like, oh, dude,
that's awesome.
It's really cool. There's some other ones too. You get different kinds of animals to help you out. Another one is like healing.
Okay.
So nature magic. So you can. There's just one where you can raise these like these elven flowers out of the ground, and they heal AOE.
Oh.
So everyone can get inside this big circle and heal while they're fighting.
Hell yeah.
And there's self heals and resistances, things like that.
Fuck yeah,
so
dude,
kind of like
cool.
a backup.
Yeah. Okay.
Not really offensive.
Yeah.
There's a few that are. And then the other one is a ice magic. So it's like defensive and offensive. So you can freeze people, do basic stuff like that. Ice shields.
Hell yeah.
It's really, really cool.
Dude, that's sick.
It's a fucking awesome sounding class. And with any MMO, when you release a new class, literally everyone's
going to be playing it. Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's cool that it's balanced though, those subclasses.
Yeah,
so, like, everyone can be spec'd a little bit different and still work.
Everyone's spec'd differently, and then on top of it being spec'd out differently, ESO is so different from other MMOs in the sense that you can be any of those classes.
Yeah.
Does not determine what armor you're wearing, what weapons you use. You can be a warden.
Yeah.
In heavy armor with a shortened shield, or you can be a mage using a destruction staff.
There's basically no limit.
There's no just whatever you use to get better at. So I think I'm going to do like light and medium armor.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an archer, and I'm going to have all this just a backup character. Yeah. Just be able to buff everybody and heal everybody. Because I have some people that I know are going to be playing it. So
hell yeah, dude.
There's going to be you can be warrior. So it's just whatever you want. You know?
Yeah, whatever you feel like doing.
Which is really sick. I'm down with that. I'm sorry, I was watching cars drive by.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. So the news was
the news for this week.
Got a little.
We saw that little thing with Marvel.
A little distracted.
June 6th for Marvel.
Yeah, June 6th. Destiny, dude. Destiny 2. Destiny 2. Not gonna lie, I'll just throw this out there.
I want to hear all that.
I just got a little hype from just watching the gameplay trailer. It totally does look the same. However, I feel like the trailer conjured up feelings of Halo 1 Combat Evolved for me. Like, you're just like thrown into like this fucking, like, you don't know what the fuck's going on if you didn't play the game, but you kind of know what's going on. But you're on a defensive, like aliens are attacking you, you know, like, and you're trying to save people or you're trying to escape or whatever. And it's just like, just watching it, the gameplay, it looks like Halo, more like Halo than the previous one. You know, but there's still like that bullet sponge thing. But the abilities, the sword the melee abilities that are coming for each of the classes, like there's like the hunter gets like the bow staff, and the wizard gets like the sword, and the tank gets like the shield or whatever.
Yeah,
those look really, really cool. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I mean, you know, if I see more and more good stuff from it, I might have to pick it up. We'll see. You know,
just pick it on PC.
Probably. Oh yes, yeah. So it's gonna be on PC.
Yep.
Finally, you know, but exclusively through the Blizzard app, which is cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
With Activision.
Because and you said the reason why was because it anti-cheating, right? You know,
that's one of the biggest things is that they're through Blizzard you have direct control and they can observe everything instead of through Steam and through through Steam and Blizzard, wherever you buy it. Like there's multiple ways you have to police the game or
mod it and all that stuff.
It's all through Blizzard. It's all controlled.
I almost like that, to be honest with you, from a guy that's played a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah.
There really isn't, there's no way anyone can cheat in those games, because Blizzard, like you said, is just so on it, you know, like, so there, I'm happy about that, because on the other end of the spectrum, I play a lot of Counter-Strike 2 and on Steam, and there's so many fucking cheaters in that
Steam
game.
doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, Steam don't give a fuck about
Valve could care less.
So
until very recently, I think there was some stuff they were coming out and attempting to.
They've always tried to. It's just that Steam is an open end source. You know, basically, there's no way you can police it, you know, every aspect of it. So it's hard, but I think Blizzard having it released on PC through the Blizzard app is really good.
I'm just glad they're bringing it to all the platforms.
Yeah,
I hate it when there's a platform left off for a game.
Yes, and the big question is it going to be cross-platform?
I don't think with PC.
Not with, because
it's just totally different. It's a completely different game.
Yeah, and it's disadvantage for console players because of the mouse and keyboard.
Well, just the way that the game is played will be changed by that. Because when you have a controller, the game slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
There's more strafing, running sideways and gunning.
Yeah, true,
You're not going to need to do any of that in PC because it's so quick and...
True, you're right.
I mean, the Guardians would just be all over the place.
Yeah, you're right.
They would just wipe the console players.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a huge advantage. But maybe between the consoles?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see. But I'm excited. What are your thoughts? We just watched the trailer.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on it?
It's a struggle for me because I'm not denying it looks fucking awesome, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
But that just kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, we made a story. I'm like, I already have given you like $100.
Yeah, I know.
You're just now giving me what we should have had in the first place.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
just so jilted.
Yeah, because you bought the super legendary quote unquote.
And that's partially my fault.
Yeah,
it's partially my fault. It's partially there because they fucking lied about what was in there.
Yeah, basically,
straight up.
But I bought the PS4 version. Remember,
yes.
I bought a PS4 that
PS4.
night. Yeah. So like I just got the basic game, but I also got a console out of it. So I guess that really doesn't. It didn't jaded me as much as you did. It did to you because I was like, oh, I got a sweet ass white console out of it. You know?
Exactly. So, I just don't trust Activision at all.
Yeah, I get
of
that.
any of the publishers. All the publishers kind of suck.
Yeah.
Activision to me is the worst, the slimiest, grimiest, grabbiest, greediest fucking company in gaming. And I don't know how much they're going to dice this game up. How much DLC are they going to announce before the fucking thing even releases? You know, I don't know. I need more details.
Yeah, for sure.
If I feel like I'm getting $60 of game, I'll buy it. And that's how I stand with DLC too. If I feel like I got my $60 worth and I loved it, I will support DLC.
Will you? Will you basically? So if it's worth $60, will you pick it up day one?
No, I can't. I can't.
No. Okay.
I want to hear everyone.
Yes. Okay.
I want to watch the people that I watch on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'd want to hear from you.
Yeah, okay.
Because you were burned in the same way. Not as much, maybe, but we felt the same way.
Dude,
if Jimmy got it, I'd want to hear from Jimmy first.
Yeah, I stopped playing it before. I actually stopped playing it, the vanilla game. But remember you bought a revamped version with all the DLC.
Well, I had all the DLC.
Oh, that's right, because you bought this
with the legendary thing. And then I got back into the game. Like once I realized what the game was and no longer had the expectations, I did enjoy it more. It's a great shooter. It's always been a great shooter.
Yeah, right.
And I started playing with Tim.
Yeah.
And that was getting fun. And we were going to play through all the DLC, but we just stopped.
Yeah, there wasn't much there.
It's just so we didn't get to it. I was like, I didn't care. I just don't care about the world. I don't care about the lore at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Bungie didn't care about the lore.
Yeah, absolutely. They're fucking grimoires. What they had.
Yeah, they shove it all.
Yeah, they're like, hey, the story is in this server that we have, so go read it online. Like the fuck. Tell me in this game. Like this game has like a huge amount of playtime. Like the fuck.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? They just kind of expected you to like follow along. I think didn't they have an app that released with the game? Like you can
I have the app on my phone.
You can find the grimoires online.
There's the grimoires on there, and you can like re-equip things on your guy or whatever.
I'm like, why not in the game?
But I remember the re-equipping in the commercial.
Yeah.
The marketing for the app, where it was part of a trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were showing the different ships.
Yeah.
And I remember the bunch of guys like, yeah, you can pilot your own ship.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, my God. Just thinking back onto it makes me...
Yeah,
I might buy it if
everyone
I know raves about it, who were just as critical as I was.
Yeah.
You know, like YouTube-wise, like Angry Joe's review, it's like his number one review's got like 5 million views on that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And if he loves it, you know, that's another person. If you love it, then I'll be like, okay, cool.
I'm not saying that I have super high hopes for it. I think it's taking that one step closer to what it should have been.
Sure.
You know, and it's a narrative-based story that makes you vested into the characters.
I need to know that that's actually there.
Yes, exactly.
Because that looked just like the stuff we saw last time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I want to see... Because they even put in their trailers like whole scenes of dialogue that were never even in the game.
You're right.
The first time.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
Like, remember the Queen's brother?
Yeah, it was never in there.
Well, he was in a portion of it.
Yeah,
but he used to have like a weird like alien voice.
Yeah,
and there was a whole dialogue scene of him talking, and you guys were talking about all this stuff, and it was really interesting. And that was all cut out when they fired. I can't remember. I never remember his name. It's Staten was his last name.
Yeah.
The guy who wrote all the fucking Halo stories.
They fired him
and scrapped his whole thing. But right before release, I mean, like a year before release. And to redo it all.
Makes no sense.
So I will wait. I will not be close-minded. If everyone says it's great and it gets 8s and 9s, and it's like the narrative's great, they've restored everything, then I'll probably pick it up.
Okay, yeah.
But I need to like know first.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm gonna want to gauge when I'm gonna buy it, if at all.
September 8th, I think?
Coming closer, like giving out more information. You know, like saying, hey, this trailer's gonna release with more information about what's happening here, blah blah blah. So that could, you know, predict, or that could basically guide my buy day one, wait for a sale, or you never even touch it, kind of thing. So, so that basically we'll see. I mean, it's the same step. It's the one step closer to the narrative that I want it to be, but we'll see. We never know. You never know. You never know.
No, you don't. Not with Activision, especially.
Yeah. But Bungie, the one thing that Bungie's always been known for is their mechanics and shooting, and
oh my god,
that was so good.
There was no complaints there.
Yeah, it was great in the first one, but it looked great in the trailer as well. It looked really, really.
There's just more going on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the first one was just sort of these empty areas with these groups of respawning enemies that just kind of got spit onto the ground, and then
that trailer had like a big battle.
There was there was kind of a feel of like, wow, like there's an event happening.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if that'll continue through the game.
Yeah, that we'll see.
Because that was the whole point of the game, was running through the same areas on different difficulty levels and running through the same strikes with the same that was the point.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was the whole design, was to just grind through the same maps.
Yeah.
And a lot of people loved that.
Yeah, fucking God, I don't know.
A lot of people absolutely love just getting the feeling of getting that loot, that armor, that helmet, that whatever, the gun.
Yeah.
That just wasn't enough for us, I guess. That's not what we
it wasn't. Don't get me wrong, I love loot. I love Borderlands. That was a great loot system. But there was just
fucking dick.
Yeah, it was just not.
They fixed it. But
it was just not there for me to make me want to go back. Like, to the same
RNG.
Yeah, it's RNG, and it's just like doing the same mission over and over again. And I'm like, there's really not anything different. Like, there was no aspect of any of those missions that would like divert if you did this or did that, or anything like that.
Nothing.
It was just the same linear quest every single time, and they expect you to do that like 100 times before you get a chance at your loot.
So hopefully they've heard that.
Yeah.
And they're going to somehow enact some changes within the gameplay that fix that problem. But at the same time,
that's what makes people.
Is it a problem that you need to fix because you had millions of players who did not have that problem?
Yeah, they love it.
So it's a difficult
balance. Again, balancing.
Really hard. Yeah. I do not envy being Bungie.
No, I don't envy being any game studio that has a AAA title.
Just development. Just game development.
You have to balance like these people that love your franchise and these new people that you want to get into
your publisher who's got your deadlines and like. I mean, a great example of that would be EA just basically destroying Dead Space by forcing them
throwing shit out.
Well, Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
I didn't hate Dead Space 3, but they turned it into an action game.
Action game,
You were fighting humans, and there wasn't anything that was really scary. It's the same monsters we've been seeing the whole time, and they just didn't. You were out in broad daylight in
on the
white snow, and
and
it's just like, what is happening here? If you didn't care about the characters or anything, it just wasn't. It wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Dead Space.
Not at all. So and that was because that was not their original plan. That was EA going, we need to really open this up and get more players in.
Yeah.
And that game sold the least amount of all three of them.
And that's the balance between finding a new fan base or including new people into your fan base, and then like satisfying your current fan base. Right. So it's fucking hard, and I get it. But there are studios that fucking excel at doing that shit. They just need a...
Blizzard has been incredible.
Yeah. The CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
All of The Witcher,
All The Witcher. The first one was kind of a cult hit.
Yeah, kind of a cult hit.
The second one got really high critical reviews, but didn't sell en masse. I mean, it sold, I think, like maybe 1 million or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the third one is sold untold now.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
the third one
that's what I'm saying. Like they did so well in like grabbing the new people, but also...
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people felt like they jumped out on 3.
Yeah, see,
because it had a lot of marketing behind it and everything now. And now, there's another news topic.
Yeah,
they're making a Netflix series out of it.
I heard about that. I was totally gonna bring that up, but I totally forgot it on the way here. But yes, I heard about the Netflix series coming out. Did you hear that they want that? I think his name is something Matson, the guy that plays Hannibal, Hannibal in the TV series.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they say that if you just put a beard on him, he looks exactly like a girl. And I was like, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, he's a great actor. He's been in a lot of
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mad Mikkelsen.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. Something like that. But I think that would be great. Honestly, what are your hopes for this? It's a Netflix series, dude. Netflix doesn't mess up shows.
I know that, and I was actually talking to Taylor about this. Like, I have not once have I doubted it's going to be quality.
Yeah.
Not at any point.
Yeah.
For me, it's just going to be overcoming the fact that I'm really, really close and attached to the characters from the game. And I've read the books.
Okay.
But it would be like, I don't know, it would be like someone remaking Firefly.
Yeah.
And like, we're just going to have all different actors play those parts.
So is it going to reiterate all the stories from
I don't know. What I do know, Anders Sapkowski, the author and creator of the world, is involved in the show.
Okay.
He's a creative producer or a creative, a helper, or advisor, or whatever you will.
To the,
and he's really excited about it. So I'm assuming it's going to be out the books.
Yeah.
But when I hear the word Triss, I see CD Projekt Red's Triss.
Triss, okay.
That is Triss to me.
You don't want anyone else to.
It's hard for me to. Yeah. It's just it's almost like they're countering the games, but they're different. They're separate. They're not related.
Okay.
And I have to just treat it like Taylor made a good. He was trying to cheer me up.
Yeah.
And he made a good analogy of like it's like Batman.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, the current Ben Affleck's Batman, let's say it's great or good. It doesn't hurt Christian Bale's Batman. Not at all. Christian Bale's Batman's still great.
Yeah.
The Witcher games are still great. It's still Geralt. It's still Triss.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's like, that's how I'm going to try to approach it.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's difficult for me to just be like, okay, those aren't the people anymore.
Yeah.
These are now these characters.
Yeah.
And that's going to be hard for me to get over that.
I get that. Totally get that.
I don't think it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I think it's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's just going to be really tough for me to go watch that and hear Geralt open his mouth and not be Doug Cockle's mouth. I don't or voice. I don't understand. Just I'm gonna have a seizure or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just really weird.
So you're thinking maybe that casting could be really
they may get the casting perfectly.
Yeah.
This is a personal issue.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not an objective or critical thing at all. This is just me dealing with the fact that I have a vision of those characters and I can't imagine them being any other way.
All right, I get that. I respect that. I can respect that.
If it's amazing and wonderful, I'm still going to give it a shot. I'm not going to close down.
Yeah.
I'll still give it a shot. I'll watch it, and maybe if it's that good, it'll just... I won't even think about it. Hopefully.
I kind of had the same dilemma when they announced the new Batman being Ben Affleck and the new Joker being... what's his name?
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
So... But yeah, I had the same dilemma. I was like, they're not in the same universe. I don't care about it. I was like, those... 3 movies, the Christian Bale 3 Batman.
Yeah, I felt that way too. They were so good. It's like
it's like they're just not impacted by these new ones at all.
Well, especially now because they're not good.
Yeah, yeah. So
they're not bad.
They're not bad,
but they're not good.
But not amazing. Yeah. So
that's the thing. It's no longer. It's like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I would much rather go back and watch the Nolan Batmans than fucking what's his name. What's the freaking Zack Snyder?
Oh, Snyder.
God, he sucks.
Zack Snyder.
He's one of the worst directors.
Oh yeah, I think so too. No, Michael Bay.
They're similar.
Yeah,
because there's so much about the visual and the destruction and the action and like. I remember once, and I understood what he was trying to say. It was an interview about 300, and I don't have a problem with 300 being inaccurate because it's based on a graphic novel.
Yeah, right.
But he still pissed me off because he's like. Who in the world, this is how he sounded too, who in the world would want to watch a movie about the actual 300 where they're just in a line fighting? Actually, I thought that would be pretty fucking cool, actually. I much prefer them in shirtless killing. I'm like, well, you don't even have to make that position, bro, because you're not basing it on history, you're basing it on a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Why are you dissing a historical version? He's basically like, who would want to watch Gladiator?
Yeah, right?
Gladiator's a far better film, bro, so get the fuck out of here.
But, yeah, dude, I'm excited for all this new shit. I feel like the culture has now definitely picked up and be like, you know what? This is what sells, and which is nerd culture, and that shit is what sells. Let's do all types of shit for it, you know? So, just... Witcher, can you imagine, like, say, 10 years ago, Witcher having its own, like, fucking... Or, like, 5 years ago, even. 5 years ago, Witcher having its own TV series, you know? Like,
not at all.
Yeah,
and as much as I love those books, I'm reading the second one right now, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I think you have to give the credit at this point for its popularity to CD.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, because their publicity and
he allowed that to happen, and he created all of it.
Yeah.
But just... it was such a fast rise.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when, you make a game that's like a generational style. You know what I mean? Everyone who played it loved it pretty much, and it sold a ton, and it was just all over the place. Game Informer just did a top 100 RPGs. It was number 5 on there, and it hasn't even been out for very long.
Holy fuck, that's crazy.
So
that's
not
awesome.
that that's objective, but it's there on the list or whatever.
Side note, just thought about this, talking about movies and all that. I recently went to go see Get Out. Oh man, is that good?
God, it's a good movie.
I didn't have any expectations going into this.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So I went in there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, literally throughout the whole movie until like near the last 30 minutes, I'm like, holy shit. Clicks. Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm like, get the fuck out. And then I'm like, this is the weirdest shit ever. I'm like, and props to Jordan Peele for fucking throwing a crazy ass narrative into the, like, directing this crazy ass narrative. I'm like, this is amazing.
It's just so much. It's scary. It's tense. It's hilarious.
Suspenseful.
It's political.
Yeah, it's like funny in certain moments, like odd moments where you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, well, his friend is just the comic relief.
Oh my god, yeah, he's talking to the police chief, and he's like, just hear me out. Sex slave. I was like, oh my god.
She acts all concerned and brings other police.
Let me go get some more detectives or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? But
motherfucking TSA.
Yeah, he's like, my motherfucking TSA. I was like,
but is Daniel Kaluuya like not now one of your favorite actors?
He is amazing in that. Dude, the guy could fucking act. Like, that's those scenes that he's in. I'm like, dude, I don't think anyone else could do what he did, like, as well as he did. I'm like, wow.
If you never watch any Black Mirror, I'm sure there's better episodes, but if you're like him, just go watch that one 45-minute episode with him in it. He stars in it, and oh my god, he's so good in that.
Fuck yeah, he's a great actor, dude.
I hope we start seeing him in a lot of stuff. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like Chris Pine or whatever. Chris Pine just showed up in Star Trek, and everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And now he's in everything.
Yeah, and everything. Hell, fuck yeah, dude. I'm digging it. I like it.
Get Out.
I really liked it. If you guys haven't seen it, go fucking see that shit. Yeah, it's so good.
And it's one of those movies too, which we won't get into that conversation here, but like, just the conversation it generates that has nothing to do with film, but just about race.
Yeah, and political views and race and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow.
And the different kinds of racism that he goes after.
Yeah.
You know? He frames it in the racism of the old South. Their fucking auction and all that shit. Like, the old South. But the kind of racism is a much more subtle.
Yeah.
There's no one ever being like, it's nothing like that at all.
It's more subtle. In modern day, I feel like it's a lot more subtle.
That's the dangerous kind.
And that's like the one guy that goes up, he's like, yeah, black is the new thing, the new cool thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like...
Or just when he first meets his dad, and he's like, if I could have voted for Obama for a 4th term, I would have. Like, that's the first thing you want to tell your daughter's black boyfriend. Oh my That's the first thing you want to say to him.
And like the whole spoilers, of course, if you guys haven't heard this now. If you heard this,
big spoilers for the movie.
Do not listen to this. Okay. Where the end, when they're like, the auction, they're like, and he's like asking why black people, and they're like, you guys just are perfect. Like, and the guy was like, I don't really care that you're black, but he's like, these other people care because, you guys are physically better at doing everything. He's like, combine your physical attributes with my ambitions. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what the hell?
It's a weird because he manages to target the blatant racism that's still around. In parts. There, I mean, there was just a giant group of people in white sheets that showed up to when they were removing Robert E. Lee's statue.
Oh yeah.
So there's still that kind of racism around. But they also target that subtle.
The subtle one, which is
racism that's more common now. It's just crazy. So such a good movie, and put all that away, it still stands up as a great thriller.
Great
even
film.
If you don't think about that.
I love my favorite genres in films is suspense thrillers, and that was just one of the best suspense thrillers I've ever seen. And I'm like, holy fuck! I was like, this is the whole time I'm like, what's going on? Like the maid looking at him and just like. freaking out with her facial expressions. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, what is with her?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what's going on? I was like, so yeah, I like it. I liked it a lot.
And then, real quick, spoiler free.
Yeah.
I went and saw Alien last night.
Oh, are you gonna do a?
Well, Mason, I'm gonna take Mason with it. He's not here.
Oh, okay.
He's at a wedding.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
so he's not here, so it's just Alyssa and I.
So you're gonna go see it again?
Oh yeah, I have to go see it again.
Okay, so you're gonna go see it with Mason again. Okay,
so you should come with us.
Okay, I'm down. Yeah,
like to.
Is it this weekend you're gonna be planning on seeing?
I'm not sure if it's gonna be the weekend or the week or.
Yeah,
no, it won't be this weekend. Yeah, it'll be either midweek next week or next weekend.
Okay, I'm down. I still haven't. Oh God, hate me, but I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2 yet. I plan on seeing that this weekend, so I'm gonna watch it this weekend. But yeah,
Alien was.
I'd love to go see that too.
Alien was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was scared about. I was really. It's not perfect. I have some problems with it.
Okay.
But I was just worried because Ridley Scott. It's one of those things where like they've always put his name on everything.
Yeah.
And it's either gonna be great, or it's just gonna be like you just don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And I was just so relieved. He totally understood what was wrong with Prometheus.
Yeah.
And he fixes it.
Oh.
Straight up. I mean.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
So it's really, really good. I never thought I would be scared by an Alien movie again.
Yeah.
And there is a sequence in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Kind of near the beginning, like the first time they encounter problems, that had me
terrified.
Just first, I was horrified by gross stuff.
Yeah.
It's purposeful gore. It's not like Saw, which is here just to like, hey, watch this person's guts spill out before. It's just like the chest burster scene. Yeah. He figured out a way to get the same impact that had. Because nowadays you watch everyone, you've seen it so many times. Yeah, that's just the chest burster again. Yeah. But he figured out a way to do something like that again that we weren't expecting, and it just, I was just wriggling in my seat.
Wow.
And then it's so tense after that because there's a person trapped, and you feel like you're there with them, and it's just awful. It's fucking. You're just like, oh my god! I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that from an Alien movie anymore. We know what aliens look like. We know what they do. They're not mysterious. You have to almost go with a more of an action thing. Yeah. So I was blown away that he was able to do that. To
capture that vibe.
And I was, I mean, Alyssa was like tearing my shirt apart because it was crazy. You gotta see it. So,
yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely gonna go see it then.
Yeah, there's a few like horror tropes in there. Like, I'm gonna go wash my face alone.
Yeah.
Dumb shit like that.
Okay.
It almost feels a little fourth wall winking.
Yeah,
look, you're here to watch an alien movie. Yeah. They're gonna get killed by it.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I respect that review, or your synopsis of it more than anyone to be like, oh, it's terrible or it's great. I'm like, you're like, it's good, but it has some flaws.
It has some flaws, but I just like we were saying before with Gears of War and Halo, like people need to figure out what they think is going to be good. You can't. No one is. Ridley Scott or anyone they'll never make Alien again. Yeah. Alien is a once in a generation film. Yeah. It's the reason it's on every top 100 list ever made.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies. Yeah. And people have to stop expecting that. Yeah. And Ridley Scott, despite a couple of things that we'll go over in a spoilers review, nailed it.
Wow.
Fucking nailed it. Finally.
Crazy.
It's better than Alien 3. It's better than Resurrection. It's better than ADP bullshit. It's better than Prometheus.
Okay.
It's about as good as I could have hoped for.
Okay, cool.
But of course, it's not as good as the original.
I'm excited then. So. Still excited. Fuck yeah. That sounds great. I'm going to go definitely see that then.
I can't wait. Well, I want to go with you because there's... Okay. I was talking to someone about it, and there's a bunch of questions that I have, and I'm like, we gotta go watch for that again.
Yeah. So, hell yeah, dude.
So I can't wait.
Sounds good.
Cool, man. Well, there's our hour, man.
Hell yeah, flew by, man. Flew by.
Any last thoughts?
Go see Get Out. Great film.
Is it still in theaters?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
If it's in theaters, go see it in theaters.
Yeah, go see it in theaters.
But if not...
if not,
watch out for it.
Pirate it.
I'll be buying it.
Yeah, pirate it.
I'm gonna support that shit when it comes out.
If you don't, pirate it now so you can still see it, but then buy it when it comes out.
Right.
So there you
go.
Vote
with the wallet, people. Vote with your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. So, Other than that, no last thoughts. How about you, Ian? Anything else?
No, man. I'm psyched for you to see Alien.
Hell yeah!
And we'll do a special. Our Mason Missed It for Aliens is coming out.
Ooh, excited!
It will be out by the time
this comes out.
By the time this comes out on Monday. So we'll do an Alien Covenant thing, and maybe end of the week or weekend, something like that.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Later.